Good evening, everybody, and welcome to James C. Starke Radio. In the studio with us, our studio. Yes, we're still in the hotel, but it's awesome. We're all crammed in the room together. Two monsters right here. I'm sitting with Bubbles from VARK Nation, the founder and creator of a really cool musical extravaganza. You got to see these guys live. Man, troll them a little bit. I'm telling you, check out their videos. They're great. They're hysterical. Bubbles, how are you doing?
I'm great. It's been a good day so far.
That's good. It's hotter than hell. I'm glad you showed up and made it through the heat and the traffic.
Oh my! See, I mentioned to you earlier. I just flew back from Washington State, and it's so much cooler up there. And I get down here to the surface of the sun, and whoo!
And that all happened just the last couple hours,
yep.
From what I understand. So you've gone to that nice weather to this one, and I trapped you right here, and he's thawing out now on the couch. So give him a break. So tell us a little bit, buddy. I know there's a cool background story to this. You guys were actually called Aardvark at one time.
Yeah, yep.
And it was your brother?
Yep.
You and your brother? Tell me a little bit about that. How did that get started?
So, my brother and I, we both grew up playing music our entire lives. And when I got out of the military, I wanted to start a music project, but I didn't have a set of drums. I started out as a drummer. And he had these awesome guitar riffs, and I wanted to do something with them. And so instead of playing the drums, I found one of the guys who taught me how to play drums. I said, let's start a band. He said, hell yeah. We got ourselves a bass player named Derek, and we, right on there, we started Aardvark, and we started playing all throughout the Northwest, mainly Spokane, Washington. And we wrote all the songs that are on YouTube right now on Spotify under Aardvark. And later down the road, I graduated college and decided, I wanted a change in my life. And at that time, Devin, the drummer, he decided, same deal, he left us not really high and dry, but he just decided he didn't want to play music anymore. My brother, unfortunately, he was just getting sick of music. So I took everything. I was like, you know what?
Keeper of the flame.
I'm gonna keep it, and I
Fly
reserved,
the horns proud, baby.
Exactly, and I reserved all the copyrights. The copyrights to all the songs, they're all in my name. So I managed to get permission from everybody. I said, hey, I want to continue this. These songs are so much fun. We always get such a good reception. And so when I moved down here to Phoenix, I played a show under the name Team Fluff Enough. And awesome. My brother, that was his last show with me. It was just he and I. He played it on acoustic, and I was on a cajon. And we got a really good reception.
Now, really quick, I love doing this because not everybody knows what the cajon is.
Yeah,
it's a cool percussionist. Well, you go ahead and explain it to everybody so it's cool because a lot of our listeners aren't musicians.
Oh, yeah. So that's the way I usually describe it. It's a giant box that I play drums on. I beat it like a drum. You can sit on it. It has a little snare on it. You can make just about any drum
They're
sound.
a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, I love playing. I
manipulate sounds on those really cool.
Absolutely. Well, in fact, I played one so hard once. I with my fingers, I punched a hole in the cajon, in the box, and I played it so hard.
He's a beast. You guys got to see this guy. He's a beast.
The same night, I put a hole in it. It was the same night with my brother. Put a hole in the cajon, and I played the damn thing so hard that I started peeing blood.
Oh, shit.
So I went to the hospital.
Because you're smashing it right back into your crotch while you're hitting that thing. Yeah.
And I didn't know why.
Awesome, I was like, dude, that was brilliant.
I was like, why am I peeing blood? So naturally, we go straight to the VA hospital, and they're looking at me. They're like, are you a musician? Were you playing on something? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, crap. And so now I know I can't sit on my cajon anymore because...
Did you sever something or smash something? Or it just rattled everything?
Rattled everything downstairs, and they said no drums for 2 weeks, and I learned my lesson. So.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Sure. That would have scared the shit out of me, too. I mean, everybody. I'm a drummer, and I piss blood. Whoa.
Yeah, right? Nice to meet you. So
I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. So after my brother left, our current bass player, Thomas, he sat in with a couple sessions. He actually plays bass for my girlfriend in her cover band, and he heard my brother and I play, and he's like, hey, can I sit in? And he picked up our songs like nothing. Like,
that's so cool.
He's such an incredible...
Get that feeling with somebody like that and be able to just jam. It's such a great feeling. You're like, oh, that just saved us 6 months.
Oh, absolutely. And he's such an incredible musician, period. So it was so cool to get him on our roster. And we unfortunately went through a couple different guitarists who they learned the songs, but they just didn't...
Heart wasn't there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were focused on other projects, and I don't have anything against them. I think they're all incredible.
No, you can't because, in my opinion, I mean, I could be wrong here, but, in town you got so many different musicians, and you just have to play with these guys. It's not it doesn't always work. Everyone's cool musicians, but you just have to have the right group together.
Exactly.
You just get that right combination.
Exactly. You know, my philosophy has always been you can have the greatest musicians in the world. You can have Hendrix and Joey Jordison playing together and Les Claypool in the same room, but if they don't mesh together, they're going to sound like a bunch of kindergartners.
Yeah,
truthfully. Exactly.
And there's been guys I've played with in the past that we gelled great, and then 10 years later we've come back here and there, and we really couldn't play together anymore just because our styles had changed and our things.
Oh, yeah.
We were still able to sit down and like just jam openly and stuff, but writing and stuff turned a lot different.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is they're all in awesome bands kicking ass too. They found their chemistry,
that's badass.
So that was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So eventually down the road we found Mike. He picked up our songs really quick.
He's a hell of a shredder.
Oh my gosh, yeah! I love listening to it. Every time we go to a rehearsal, when it comes to one of his solos, I'll Snapchat it and be like, "Look at this guy! He's such a badass." And you know, and for me, the other high point for him is he's a veteran like me. He was in the Marine Corps, and
God bless you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. So. It was really cool. I'm always a huge supporter of vets, and so if I can bring that into
we are too.
Rock, yeah,
absolutely,
and that's awesome. I love that.
This town is behind vets big time. There's a lot of organization, a lot of music for veterans in this town.
I love that, and the more I can spread as well, that's so cool. And
awesome.
So then, for the longest time, for about a year, we did this as a trio, or sometimes a quartet with another guitarist, Aaron, and I was back on the drums because we could not, for the life of me, find a drummer who could keep up. So I would play drums and I would sing. And while I could do it, I knew all the songs enough, and I knew and I could play the show. I didn't like to do it. I always preferred to either be up front or be on the drums and have a singer, because trying to do both, especially when you're a drummer, I feel like it takes away from the show. You know,
I agree.
Trying to get people to clap with you, or
it's
know,
hard
make
to be
some
a
noise.
front man in the back of the stage.
Exactly. and the way I play, if you've seen videos of me on the drums, I play like I have nothing to lose. So
yeah.
there
what you can do to a little box, you pretty much destroy that shit.
So there were shows in the past where
the Keith Moon School of Drumming.
Yes.
Yeah.
There would be shows where my brother would literally have to drag me off the stage or carry me off the stage because I'd just be so dead, and I hated that. So we practice and we try to get some shows lined up, and the entire time though we're trying to find a drummer.
Well, you still, I know you're doing, I don't mean to cut you out, but you still carry that mad energy when you're fronting the band now.
Oh yeah,
you're absolutely like an animal on that stage, dude.
I'm so excited.
I thought you were gonna bite the lens right off that camera when you come in that close up. I was waiting for it. I'm like, oh my, here it comes, and then you gave us a break and ran off. So cool. So.
Just that time,
Next time, go for it. That'd be awesome. Just bite it right off of there. See, even Bella thinks it's a cool idea.
Game on. All right, Bella says we're doing it. We are doing it. So, but that's in a nutshell. That's kind of the history of the band. And
so, it turned to VARK Nation when?
So when I came down here, so Aardvark, it was our name up there, and I didn't want to keep the same name down here because it was just me. I have an all new crew. First I wanted to make a team fluff enough, but then my brother left. My brother has a huge afro, and so we're both very furry guys. And a manager or a representative, someone here in Phoenix, kind of told me Team Fluff Enough was kind of too long for a band name. I was like, all right, well, VARK Nation was kind of like our fan base, like Kiss has the Kiss Army or stuff like that. So I was like, so when we were up there, I would call people VARK Nation, VARK Nation, thank you so much. So I decided to carry that down here. And,
that's cool. That's totally cool.
Besides, I still have a shit ton of merch with an Aardvark on it, and I didn't want to write that off.
Well, how did you guys come up with Aardvark? What was that your name?
We opened the dictionary, and it was the first word my brother saw.
Oh,
honest to God, that's
awesome.
We couldn't think of. We had a list, like 3 sheets of all these crazy ass names, like including Epic Baby Seals, and our first album was going to be Gone Clubbin'. We're like, we can't do that. We can't do that. We're going to get our ass kicked for that.
You would have made $1 million and used all of it for loss.
Exactly. We even used a Star Wars reference for a band name. We're like, no, we don't want to get sued by George Lucas. Or now Disney, because, the mouse owns everything. So
right, exactly.
So we literally opened the dictionary. I told my brother to point to the first word he sees, and he said Aardvark, and I was like, Aardvark it is. And so...
That's awesome. And it's just a natural progression to VARK Nation. That's perfect. So what was your first show like when you guys first came down here as VARK Nation?
As VARK Nation?
Do you remember where it was?
It was at Joe's Grotto.
Awesome place, man.
I love that place. They just
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. What up? They gave me kind of my first taste of rock here in Phoenix. Within a month of moving here, I got to play in like 2 or 3 different shows. One of them was at Joe's, and I just felt the love of the Phoenix music scene. So when VARK Nation got a chance to do it, I jumped all over it.
Oh yeah.
That show was we opened for War Twins, and this was it was a year ago in June. So yeah, and it was our first show together. It was myself, Thomas, and 2 other guitarists, and it was fun. We had a good time. We had a few technical issues that I'm not proud of.
Hey, what's a get without a Spinal Tap adventure or two, you know?
Yeah. So,
and if you make light of it and let everybody in on the secret,
oh hell yeah,
it's more fun now.
I was trying to use one of those headsets when I would sing and play the drums, and every time I would headbang, the damn mic just kept dropping, and so I'd like try to headbang back up and, can y'all hear me? And
hook it up behind your head,
yeah,
drop it under the snares, like forget it, just start yelling over the drums.
So, but all in all, it was a good show, and we played little ones. We played the Lost Leaf. It was like a little. It looks like a little coffee shop. Yeah. We played there and just had a hell of a time. We played Timeout Lounge before Christmas. That's one of my favorite shows.
Now, speaking of the Timeout Lounge, you guys have a big old show.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
The 13th.
I'm
July 13th.
Stoked for that one.
What time do you guys go on?
We
I know
go
the
on
first act is at like 8:45, I think.
Yeah, we go on at midnight.
That's right. You guys go on right toward the top end there.
Closing it out.
You guys will be there with let's see who else: Eternal, Illuminatus, Wicked Sister, Ankh Alien. I think I already say Eternal, and I think when Michael Clayton's going to be there, I think playing with Ankh Alien.
Yes,
I'm just going with them. That's going to be a fun show. I'll be there with you guys. I'll be hosting the show tomorrow. You guys come out and check this out.
It's going to be
epic.
rad.
It's a really cool thing. It's an awesome music festival, man. It's all about everyone showing up and bonding as a music community. It's a nice arts co-op. There'll be some vendors, and there's free tacos. Old taco bar tomorrow.
I love tacos.
Tarot card reading too. Make sure you tip her. She's awesome. Make sure you give her little tips.
I heard about that.
It's free, but help her out a little bit.
I mean, if she tells me I'm going to be a rock star, she's going to get like $500 in tips. So
yeah. If she produces the album for me being a rock star,
exactly.
Then she get money. But I want to thank Brian Mogul too for that. And we all thank him because he has been doing some mad promo for everybody.
Oh, some
of the stuff he's doing is so freaking
He made me look like Metal Jesus.
Yes, he did.
Did you see that?
Yes, that was awesome. I know, he put us all at the table. He even put Bella in the picture with
yes.
He's part of it. That's so cool.
You're the man, Brad.
I'm sure we're all going to get in trouble for that some way, but it's so worth it. But no, I think it was so cool. Anyway, sorry, Brian, enough about you. You're awesome. It's back about Big Bubbles here, man.
About me here.
Bubbles is awesome. So, I know I totally cut you off. I forgot where we were.
You're good.
We'll get back into it. What were some of your influences?
So I grew up. My dad was a hardcore Kiss fan, and it was either Kiss, the Beatles, Alice Cooper, AC/DC. So that kind of rock. In fact, one of my favorite songs as a kid. It was Fire by Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
And so I listened to his version, but then Alice Cooper did a version too. And then my dad would play his version that he played as a kid. So that part in the middle where Jimmy's like, move over, Rover, let Jimmy take over. My dad would play, move over, Rover, let Stevie take over. Because his name is Steve.
Cool, yeah.
And that song always just stuck with me. I loved it. And when I started playing drums at 10 years old, rock was always huge for me. The harder, the better. And so my dad, just about every day after school, was like, let's jam. And so we'd play any kind of rock song he could think of. Kiss, AC/DC.
Anything to get you going.
Oh, I love Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap was one of the first songs I ever learned. It was just awesome. So
that's awesome. My little sister was so funny. She thought he was saying thunder cheeps when she was a little girl. And every time there'd be a storm and the lightning and thunder, she screamed, Jimmy, thunder cheeps, thunder cheeps. And I was cracking. I'm like, it's done dirt cheap. It has nothing to do with the rain. That's a whole other song that's going to come out years from now.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is
love
awesome.
That song.
Get ready. There's Thunderstruck and Dirty Deeds, not Thunder Cheeks. She's going to hear this, and she's going to totally give me hell for this, but
damn it.
It's hilarious. And speaking of Alice Cooper, when you said that was my very first concert I ever went to, my cousin actually worked for him, and I got to, and I watched that from side stage. I think I was 8.5 or 9 years old.
Dude.
It was the first time I got high, too, and not on purpose, because everybody was smoking pot inside this place. I remember that. It was just this hazy cloud.
Oh, dude.
And I just remember coming home, and my cousin bringing me home and telling Mom, I think he's a little buzzed, but I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. Don't beat me up. And this and that. Everybody there, he was just stuck in this cloud. Yeah, it was hilarious. I just went home and slept really well. I had no idea what was happening. But I still remember that show. The Babies opened up for him. I can't remember their big hit song. I only had the one, but that was great. But that was the I can't remember what album it was, but it had all the wine or the beer bottles and stuff. And they showed. I remember in the beginning of the album.
Oh,
they had the big video playing of like a brewery.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about too.
Screen. I can't remember what it was. It was before From the Inside. I know that. Anyways, we're totally off. I do this all the time.
No, it's good. You actually reminded me of the cloud of smoke. It reminded me. I went to a Kiss show back in 2009. I was stationed in North Carolina, and they were playing Charlotte, and I was like, I'm going to this show.
Awesome.
And I remember being so high, getting back to the barracks and freaking out because I didn't smoke.
Right.
But the secondhand smoke. I was like, oh my God. So I called my boss. I'm like, hey, Sergeant.
I have an issue.
I think I'm in trouble. And luckily I was fine. I had, nothing, no blood test or pee. I had to take pee test every day for like 3 weeks, but
just to make sure
I was good.
Down,
but I freaked out. I was like, shit! There's so much smoke. But
I can imagine.
When you mentioned Alice has eluded me since I moved to Phoenix. He's eluded me 3 times now. So I moved here, and one of the first shows I was asked to play, I was asked to fill in for a band called Sinshrift, and they were playing at Co-op's CD release party.
Okay.
And I don't know if he was actually there, but people were saying that Alice was going to be there because it's his son, and I was like, oh my God, I might meet Alice and play drums like in front of him. He didn't show, and I unfortunately wasn't able to play the show.
Bummer.
So this last Christmas, I was at Dream Theater. My girlfriend's guitarist was playing guitar for their Christmas production, which was awesome, right? Well, lo and behold, I was up on the balcony, and I looked down, and there's Alice Cooper just sitting there enjoying. And I'm like, oh! And so when the show ended, AJ, our guitarist, he's waving over. He's like, get down here. It's Alice. And so I'm like, politely getting people out of my way. Excuse me, pardon me, I'm in a church, can't swear. Like, yeah. By the time I get down there,
mosh in the church.
I wanted to. By the time I get down there, Alice has already gone backstage, and I was like, damn it!
He saw you coming,
I guess. Yeah. And then the last time was last month. I was playing for my girlfriend at Talking Stick Resort, and Hollywood Vampires was playing there the same night, and we were playing in the Palo Verde Lounge, and it's just a small little lounge within the casino, and behind us there's giant ass windows that go to the backyard stage, and that's where Alice and Johnny Depp and all them were playing. And so I would turn around and I see like movement on the stage, lights. I'm like, there's Alice. Ah! And so we kept trying to like find ways to get out to the stage, and come to find out, had the promoter known that we wanted to go backstage, he would have gotten us meet and greets, all that shit. And we're like, no, Alice, no, not again. I swear to God, though, one of these days I'm going to meet him.
And Alice, if you're listening, you know we know a lot of the same people, so maybe we can get in contact. You can come meet Bubbles. Maybe he can meet you somewhere.
Come rock out. I mean,
just help this guy. Help him with a dream. He wants to meet you. Come on, buddy.
I mean, forewarning, I might Wayne's World the shit out of you just for, we're not worthy.
I'm sure he gets it. Come on, Alice, Mr. Vince. Come on. We're Cortez buddies, dude. Come on.
Come on.
Do it for a fellow Cortesian, man.
Come
Hit
rock
me up,
out.
buddy.
Come rock out. Come VARK out.
He wants to meet you. All righty, man. That's hilarious. So, how old were you when you first decided that? I mean, your dad was showing you all this stuff, but when did it really gel that today is the day that I'm going to just take over everything? I'm going to be a musician. I'm
shit.
going to just take over the world.
So, it happened to me twice. I was in high schoul, right, and I played with my first band, Johnny Get Down, and we played.
Man, get back up again.
Oh, we played our second show ever was for a Battle of the Bands. It was called Rock. I don't even remember, to be honest, but it was a rock Battle of the Bands. One of the bands was called Milestone. Milestone, and their frontman was Miles Kennedy of Alter Bridge, which I didn't know.
Cool.
So we were like, well, we're screwed. We totally lost. But ever since coming out on stage and seeing that full house just, I knew right there. I was like, this is what I want for the rest of my life. I need to rock. But then life happened, and I joined the military after high school, and I still played here and there, little shows with the band called Metal Banana. We played.
You and these names.
They were so rad. Those shows were so fun. There was just little parties here and there, but I had fun, and I was like, no, I don't want to lose this out. So when I get out, I'm going back into music. And then my first show with Aardvark, second show with Aardvark was at the big the big venue up in Spokane, the Knitting Factory, and I remember standing up there. You know, I've seen Ted Nugent play on this stage. I had seen Killswitch play on this stage. Like all these big bands that I'd grown up going, yeah. I'm standing where they stood, and I just told myself, you know what? Everything else be damned. Music is my life, and so ever since then, I've always fought tooth and nail to try to make my way on a stage. That's the only place where I feel A, myself, and B, like just in paradise. You know, everything else, I'm like, okay, I'm antsy. But when I'm on that stage, no matter what size of the stage, that's when the real bubbles comes out.
Yeah, that's when everything inside, all that artsy, all that creativeness, I can't talk today. You know what I mean? Your
I know what the hell you mean.
Creativity, your that feeling, that zen.
Yeah, that's exactly the word I say in my zen.
Yeah,
and even on my bad days, there's nothing that compares to it. You know, like no drug, no other experience in my life, and I've had a lot of great experiences, great memories, but my favorites are always up on that stage, and that's where I get
your soul. And as a singer, you open up everything.
Absolutely,
you're not just playing that strings. You're I mean, no offense to all the other musicians, because you guys are all doing that, but as a vocalist, it takes a lot to really let that voice out and believe in it and have the confidence in yourself to let it all go. Because you can stand there and just sing, and everyone's going to know, okay, they're trying, but it's not all out there. Once you're moving and you see their eyes rolling in the back of your head and you're just bouncing around, you're in this whirlwind, it's the greatest feeling in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
and you make a good point about confidence, especially when you're not used to doing something. Confidence is hard to come by, but once you get it, it's just
it's everything. Yeah. You don't have confidence, you're in
man,
shit up there. You got to believe in yourself. That's for sure. What are some of your favorite albums growing up as a kid?
Back in Black is one of my favorite albums.
I should have saw that one.
Oh man, it's I can still listen to that front to back today. Just Kiss Revenge. Eric Singer was one of my favorite drummers growing up.
Okay.
Of course, Peter Criss and Eric Carr. That man was, rest in peace. You were freaking amazing.
Yes.
But Eric Singer, for some reason, I was connected with him. So I loved listening to that album. Slipknot, Iowa. That was when I got my first taste of double kicks and just hardcore metal, and I just every time I hear Slipknot now, I was like, oh, Killswitch Engage. Just about every album. I have a long list, but it all starts with Back in Black. That's
the one.
That's one of my big staples.
Who was the first singer that you heard that really got your attention?
Howard Jones, when he was singing with Killswitch.
Okay.
He had that. I can never scream like he could, but he had that really deep melodic tone, and I didn't think I could even try to do that. I'm not saying I could totally do it like him, but it's something I've always aspired to, especially. Rose of Sharon is one of my favorite songs in the world, and he goes just from like in your face scream, right, and then he all of a sudden hits you with that melody. You know,
she digs it too. See, she's commenting on your good stuff.
She's all fucking about it.
You're crazy.
But other than him, believe it or not, and you can hear it reflected in a lot of my songs.
Yeah, you have a very unique voice, so you don't sound like anything but you. But that's good. That's what you want.
That's what I'm trying. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. You got a lot of power, and you're a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, I appreciate it. You know, sometimes people in my life who actually really know me, they know that one of my other influences is Jack Black.
There you go.
The D. I love the D. That's also
he's talented, man.
So
he's out there.
one of my first singing and any kind of vocal experiences was actually karaoke. There was a place called the Star. It was my favorite karaoke place back in the day. And in fact, I went there and had a ball, sang songs. But the first karaoke song I really did that I was like, oh my God, maybe I should try singing. I sang Tribute. And I put on, not only did I sang it, but in my head I was like, okay, even if I'm not a good singer, I'm going to put on a show. If that means I have to run around, act a fool, get people involved, I'm going to fucking do it. So, and that's what I did. And from then on, I was like, I think I could do this. I'm going to try this vocalist shit. So that's really, it's two opposite ends of the spectrum, but Howard and Jack Black, those are my two big ones.
That's awesome. That is really cool. That's good. That's really cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. What are some immediate goals you have right now?
Well,
you guys are working on new stuff?
We are. So one of the biggest things is the songs that are up on Spotify, YouTube, all that right now. They're under Aardvark, and they're back from 2013, and we've since revamped a lot of those songs. And we have a whole new lineup, and so...
Oh, you guys are back with a vengeance right now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's on. Yeah.
So my biggest goal right now is get those back in the studio, get them re-recorded, the new versions with my new lineup. These guys are just killer. I can't wait for y'all to hear them.
Tomorrow, you guys, Shred Fest.
Hell yeah.
These guys going around midnight, so be there.
Yeah. So that's really the most immediate goals. Get that back in the studio, and then start getting them out online, and working on some music videos, some content, and we're also writing some new stuff. Matt, Mike, and Thomas, those guys mesh. Like, if I'm not in the room, we have recordings of them just jamming for an hour, and they go from reggae feels to rock to just like slow blues back to rock and metal, and they mesh so well. They transition so well with each other. It's like they read each other's minds, and I can't wait to do something with that. I'm so excited to do something with that.
Well, let me know if you need any help with your videos.
Oh, hell yeah!
I need that because I got the hookups for everybody here. You know that, and I got some great guys.
I'm so glad I'm here.
They're doing work for everybody in town, and they will do wonders for you too, man. I will hook you guys up.
Appreciate that.
I'd say his name right now, but I don't know if he'd smack me or not. But a couple of them, actually, 3 of them, I'd love them to hook you up with for sure.
Those 3.
And after they gave me permission, I'm going to blow them up everywhere because they're amazing. So yes, those 3 for sure. Absolutely. I almost want to give initials, but I don't know. And I know right now they're going, I know it's me, and he won't tell my name. But I got to get their permission first.
Good call. Yeah, I hear it.
So anyway, how many I know you do a lot of stuff, and you have a little side project going on.
So I have a few other projects. So when I'm not
man.
I try to be. When I'm not varking out, I play drums for Interfate. We got back recently from a 10-day tour of the Midwest. We did Texas, Colorado, and all that.
That's cool.
So we're working on a new album right now. These guys are just phenomenal to play with. I love every second of it.
So you got a couple albums with a couple different projects going on. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to balance that is a little tough. But
what kind of music are you guys doing with that project?
With Interfate, it's more like it reminds me of early 2000s rock.
Okay.
People have told me that, like, our singer Jay, I'm gonna say his name, I don't care. Our singer, it makes people think Simple Plan meets 3 Days Grace, and then when I play the drums, meets either Metallica or Killswitch, just because I bring a lot of noise to it. And we put on awesome shows, and they're just a blast to play with. And so I'm using a lot of the experiences from them to try to bring over toward the VARK as well. And so along with them, I play on the side with my girlfriend in her cover band, and she is a phenomenal singer, a phenomenal piano player, and I hope to help. She's actually working on her first album right now, and I'm trying to help. We're working on that, getting that.
So when's the show when all 3 of you guys play and you get to do something different with every band?
That's the dream. That's what I want. One of these days is going to happen.
You're going to need an IV of protein and everything.
Oh, exactly. You just have medics standing by, just
hydrate you and everything else.
My gosh. I'll do it though. I love doing this. And then when I'm not doing those, I do a lot of writing freelance on my own. I have a blog, teamfluffenough.com.
Awesome.
And my thing is I try to do inspiring stories. I went to school for a business degree, but I also got a minor in journalism. So my goal was get in the music scene, like what you're doing, and do stuff like you. And but I found myself leaning more toward just awesome, like, happy stories and inspirational, telling, sharing the good parts of the world, because the news, there's so much bad shit.
That's great. Yeah, there's so much crap to watch. It's nice to have someone like you to give us a nice.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So, and then when I'm not doing that, I recently started. I have my own business now, which is up in Washington. So I do a lot of traveling, and so I'm a busy guy.
What are you doing with your business?
I own a freight company.
Oh, okay.
So I'm partnered with a guy I grew up with, and he and I we got the financing. Well, we had an angel investor, thank goodness, but I took a lot of all the stuff I went to school with. I got to put it to good use. We bought ourselves a truck, a trailer, and we haul cars from Canada down to the U.S. for importers and stuff.
Very cool,
and it's,
man.
you wouldn't think it, but it's just been a blast to experience. Like, oh my God,
When you're doing
running my own
stuff,
business.
when you do stuff you love, it's never work.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's cool. So you have no downtime.
No.
Obviously. Gotcha.
None.
When you're in the plane going back and forth is when you're sleeping.
Yeah,
If you're
pretty
lucky
much.
enough to be in the plane.
I maybe got 20 minutes today.
So, how do you prepare before you go on stage?
Oh, I have this crazy ass ritual.
Yes, I love that word, ritual.
And it doesn't matter if I'm playing the drums. I play bass. I play bass sometimes with my girlfriend's band, and or if I'm singing, whatever. My biggest thing is I have to have a pair of drumsticks in my hand, and I twirl the living shit out of them for just a few minutes, and then it's so weird. I start counting how many spins on each finger. Like,
oh, okay.
And if I don't get the right amount,
Get all OCD on it.
oh man!
Okay,
if I don't get 11 spins in between my index and middle finger, I freak the fuck out.
And then
Like,
perfect spins, you got to
yes,
start over,
yep.
right?
And if it falls, I just freak. Oh my god, it's an omen! But
So if you're having an off spin day, we're waiting an hour for you guys to get on stage.
ooh, yeah, pretty much. I'm a diva when it comes to that. And then I go out and have my own. I have my own little pep talk, and I praise the lords of rock and metal who are no longer with us. Love you, Dio, and Vinny. And so I do stuff like that. I get myself in the right mindset. Sometimes the other guys come out with me, but other times they're just like, just let Bubbles do his thing. Like,
Yeah, just a minute, and
So-
that's how it's going to be. I was going to ask how you relax after this, but it doesn't sound like you have any downtime.
I mean,
when you're just crashing and sleeping. Or...
Sometimes I try to go to the gym every day, and that's kind of my other release. So
There you go.
Once I'm done, that's actually what puts me to sleep because I'm so exhausted. Like, all right, 2 hours later, game on, let's go.
Bam. Yep, you start hearing that music in your head again.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
write another song. Oh, that's crazy. So you do a lot of the songwriting?
I do.
Yeah.
So the original songs, the vocals and a lot of the arrangement. Yeah, I did the writing. My brother came up with a lot of the guitar riffs. The way he plays is very, it's his own way. It's I'm having a massive brain fart. It's very unique. Thank you. That's the word. Thank you, brain. Thank you. I know you're tired, but he plays a very unique style, and so I was able to use that and put it toward my lyrics and music. He always gives me, to this day, he still gives me shit because he's like, I came up with these great melodic guitar riffs and they're just this great arrangement, and you sing about bacon or how you got an STD. What the hell? And I was sorry, dude. It's what came to my head. So,
But the lyrics are cool, though.
Oh, thanks,
Good
thanks.
twist on them. Yeah.
well, a lot of it's just from
The
life
bacon song
experience.
cracked me up, I got to be honest. It was great.
See, there's a
And
lot
just like
of
you said, there's grinding, bumping song, and then all of a sudden bacon,
people are like,
racking up, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's an awesome song.
oh
man.
yeah, that's and I tell people right from the beginning, this is my bacon song. People, it's my love song to bacon. They're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Welcome
And then they
to
get
Bubbles
into it.
Kitchen.
So, yeah.
Oh, man. So, where can we hear your stuff? I know we can find you on YouTube.
Absolutely. YouTube,
VARK
Spotify.
Nation and Aardvark.
Yes,
Both
yes.
on YouTube.
If our old tracks from Aardvark, they're all iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, all the the big music distributors. That's where you
Okay.
can find our tracks now. VARK Nation, the recent ones, you can find us on YouTube. We got videos on Facebook as well. I do live stream a lot of my shows these days. So this one I will have live stream Facebook.
Good.
VARK Nation. Also my personal one, Bubbles the Barbarian. So you can catch us there. And once I'm starting to do it now, I've been kind of slacking on it. But once we finish recording, I'll do some editing and kind of start posting little videos here and there on YouTube. Each song on our own way. So.
And I know this is a last minute thing for you, and
Yeah,
flying in and
it's
doing
all
all this
good.
today. So I know we didn't have enough time to get the tunes onto the show here, but I know we're going to get them on ASAP. At least we're going to get them on the page.
Hell yeah.
So you guys can see them. So as soon as you get back, you're going to send them over to me.
Check 'em out.
because you're back here now.
Yep.
And we'll make sure we get them on there for you. And then you guys, just what he said, just look them up, Google them. They're everywhere, and the songs are really cool. In fact, the three that I think you're going to be playing for us, or that you're sending in, we got what? Bubbles Kitchen, Mud, and The Clap. I mean, come on. I'm not even talking. I mean, it just sounds like right there sounds like yeah.
Yep. They're
Awesome. But yeah, they'll be on. So you guys stick around for that. But you guys want to hear them, you got to see these guys live. Again, they're going to be playing at Shredfest tomorrow at the Timeout Lounge. Right around midnight.
Right around
Where's it
midnight.
going
I
on?
can't wait. It's gonna be such a blast.
We're all going to be there. I'm going to be there just making everybody crazy. So come down and help me. And we're going to make a lot of noise for these guys and the other bands.
Hell yeah.
So did you take any formal training at all?
The only, I guess, quote unquote training I could say is I was in band class from 5th grade to graduation. That's the only. But I never took real lessons or anything like that. I maybe met up with someone once or twice who all he did was he literally duct tape a metronome to my ear, and he just said play, and I would try to do fills. He goes, nope, just play, and that's the only real training I've ever had. So a lot of it's just watching, listening, and kind of trying to make it my own.
Well, the imagination creates the most
Absolutely.
beautiful things in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
And like I always say, it doesn't matter if you've been schooled or you haven't been schooled. It still comes down to your imagination, how you're going to use it all anyway. So,
Amen.
You know, so
God,
and I play with all of them, man. Because I was a schooled musician, but there was a lot of times that I was ditching too because I was doing my own thing that day. But I definitely I see they're either one are just as good as the other. And if not, I know a lot of unschooled musicians have it a little bit easier because we're not so drilled with the rules. Yeah. And we can let our imagination go without feeling guilty that we're disrespecting someone.
This is what I was taught.
There's no such thing as that. Just go for it.
Exactly.
So every master, and have a good time with that.
Well, and the beauty of that is whether you've been taught or whether you're untaught, there's always something you can learn. Every day there's always something new you can learn, something new you can practice.
Of course.
And that's what I love about music is, even when you're feeling like the best of the best, you're like, dude, I can't do any better. You'll hear something on the radio like, how the hell did that guy just do that?
Come up with that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's always someone that's when I used to fight. Don't get cocky. There's always someone bigger and badder.
Always.
And when I was, even all the days I was singing and performing, I always knew, don't get cocky. I was always taught there's going to be someone better. And just when you think you've seen it all, man, just like you said, you'll hear that new guy, and he just brings it up a whole nother notch. And it's like, well, that's great because that's what you need.
Damn,
you know? And I love playing with musicians that are a lot better than me. It makes me work harder. It makes me learn more. I love that. So,
there's always a bigger fish. And exactly.
Right, you got to learn from them, and then together you wind up taking it up and even another level. Man, it's awesome, man. What advice? You've been through a lot of stuff here. What advice would you have for any of the young upcoming bands? Do's, don'ts, definitely's, or not at all.
Patience is huge.
Yes.
I can't stress that enough. I'm saying that because there have been a lot of times in my life where I was very impatient with the VARK or with other bands that I've played with, where we're so eager to get the song out or eager to get on the road or play the show, when in reality, like, no, dude, you need to take a step back and just realize this is a long process. Rock stardom doesn't happen overnight, or any kind of, whether it's like low level rock stardom, local or national, it doesn't happen overnight. This isn't the world of Disney where other people are like, oh no, you're a star now. This is the real world. And there's so much competition, and just be confident in what you do, be patient, and don't let anyone stop you. There are going to be people who say, you can't do it because you're this or that. In fact, with another band I played with, I won't say who it is, we filmed a music video. It was my very first music video for anything, and I was so excited. But the video was scrubbed because they said I was fat, and I was unappealing. But you know what? It sucked for about 5 minutes. But then I was like, fuck those guys. I'm gonna keep doing what I do, and when I make it big, or if I don't give a shit. But when I play my next show and have a ball, I'm gonna think, you know what? Fuck those guys. They're missing out.
Yeah, just so you guys know, you can't call this kid fat. You can call him a beast. He's definitely a beast. I'll give him that. But he definitely ain't fat. No, this boy's a beast. That's awesome. But yeah, you're right though. You do what you want to do, and don't let the industry make those rules for you, because
exactly.
There should be no rules.
No, and I agree with you completely. And whether it's the industry or people in your personal life or just anyone, there are going to be naysayers. There are going to be those who are like,
there's people that are paid to do that.
Exactly.
So,
and I hear it,
but they do it.
Right?
Yeah,
tell them. But I hear it every day. Like, what the hell are you doing this for? Like, you're not making money, or why would you even waste your time? Or like, no, you just be real.
Why do you breathe? That's why I play.
My least favorite word in the world, and I hate this phrase, is when people say, I'm just being a realist. I hate that phrase.
Whatever.
Like, with a passion. Like, I hated it so much growing up when anyone would say that about music or anything I want to do, I'm just being a realist. I would
That
get
to me
so
sounds
mad.
like I'm afraid to take chances. I'm afraid to put my balls out
Thank
on
you.
the line.
Thank you. And I,
You know, I wear my underwear on the inside of my. Well, I guess you're supposed to do that, but I forget of that all the time. I
I mean,
wear it on the outside, but that's what we're supposed to do. You have to be.
You wear
cannot
underwear? Shit.
conform. Yeah, right. You can't conform to what. Like what the damn companies or your band, this or that. So you have got if you want to have some fun, set the bar, do
Set
something
your own
different.
bar.
Don't
Yeah.
be afraid to be different. You know, because otherwise you're just like everybody else, and then you try to prove yourself with this. Just be whatever you want to be and be the best at it that you can be.
exactly.
And the more people that say no to you, use that as a step. You be spiteful.
Yeah, that's your fuel right there.
Prove them wrong.
Exactly.
And then ignore them too. And then, seriously, there's nothing worse than getting 1,000 awesome compliments, and it only takes one asshole to
just
give you a
takes that
bad
one.
and it ruins everything. But you can't let that happen.
No.
You got to take that one and look at the difference there in the balance. There's one jerk. You're never gonna make everybody happy.
Oh, absolutely not.
One jerk out of all these guys, and I'm not gonna let him ruin my day. What I'm going to do is use that as a stepping stone. I'm just going to step right over that, and I'm going to keep trying because he probably never even tried himself.
Absolutely.
And the courage to do it.
You know, a little anecdote real quick. I went to my 10-year reunion for high school, and I hear just that. All these people talking about how they went to school, they graduated, they settled down. Went to school, they graduated, they settled down. No one was willing to go out and do something. And
you hear them complaining about that.
Exactly.
All the time. And why didn't you get off your butt and do it? And they have a million excuses.
And then they try to talk shit about you, about what you've done, and you're sitting there like, I had the balls to go out and do what I wanted. I'm setting my own standard. Like, I was brave enough. I went to school. People say, it's impossible to start your own business in this economy. I did it. Mm-hmm. And it's
nothing is impossible.
Absolutely. And same thing with music. Bubbles, you're never going to play that big stage. I've done it twice now. You're never going to go on tour. I've done it 3 times now. Yeah. And you're never gonna get out of the Northwest. I've traveled across the U.S. and back multiple times.
If you're not willing to get embarrassed, to throw it out there, have the confidence enough to embarrass yourself, because not that you're doing something foolish, but you're the first one doing it. So a lot of people are going to look at it funny. A lot of people are going to love it. But if you don't have the balls to get out there and just be crazy, be laughed at, be cheered at,
hell yeah,
be cried at, be angry with, or be loved, it's all going to happen up there. So
it is.
You need some thick skin, but if you go up there with this, oh my God, what if, just go have fun.
Just
don't
go do
care.
it. Exactly.
Because once you're yourself and people can see that you're yourself and you're just human like everyone else, it also gives everybody else hope and confidence to get up and try doing stuff they're doing.
Exactly. And there are going to be times you might fall flat on your face.
You're going to, absolutely.
Exactly. But instead of sitting there and cowering, saying like, I can't do that again, I'm never doing that again, use that as fuel. Like, step back and go, okay, I fucked up here. Like, this is how I got my butt kicked. How am I going to do this differently? I'm going to keep going forward. Every step is a step forward. People talk about, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. There are no steps back, no matter what you do, because life moves forward.
Right.
The earth is always spinning the same way. Time is moving one way. It's linear. So you got to treat everything that way. If you fall, that's fine. Take a moment. Okay, where did I fuck up? Or where am I slacking?
Get back up.
Exactly. Just you learn, you get back up and you go.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, in my opinion, I know I've said a lot when it comes to advice for other people. That's the biggest thing. You're going to fall. You are going to fall. You're going to have a shitty show. Stuff's going to break. You're going to have band drama, stuff like that.
And think about it. It's the same thing in any job. You're going to you got to go through your training before, say you're working, I don't know. I've never worked fast food before, but I have no problem against it. But I watch these guys go through their training, and then the guys, it's his first day on the register, and he's messing up everything. And people are giving him shit. And it's, where's your manager? Get somebody up here who knows what he's doing. But the only way you're going to learn is to just get up there and fall on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Times. And you're going to come back a month later, and the kid that was there is the manager now.
Exactly.
So
I had that even with my new business. My guys drive across Canada all the time, and their first time where I had to set them up to go across, I fucked up, and they were stuck at the Canadian border for 6 hours, and I couldn't figure out a way to get them home.
Like, you fucked up big time.
Woo! It was bad.
Do it all. I did half-ass that one.
But now I know.
Stuck,
now I know. Don't do it that way. Do it this way. So now, knock on wood, it's a lot smoother. We have our F-ups here and there, but that can be everything with music. I hired the wrong guitarist. Holy shit, we had a horrible show. I'm not doing that again. Let's try it this way. Or even when it comes to someone learning a song, like I'm teaching my songs, they're not hard songs, but they are arranged a little different than standard songs.
Sure.
And it can be confusing for people. Not confusing, but confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I try to teach my songs, sometimes I'll fuck up and like, oh God, you're not learning it. And then I take a step back and like, okay, he's not learning it this way. Well, let's try it this way. And then sure enough, oh shit, now it's clicking. So every little thing, all you got to do, like, know you're going to fall, but learn from it. Every mistake, learn from it.
Mm-hmm. No such thing as failure. Always learn something from
Exactly.
that. And that's it. Just keep your head up and keep going, man. The payoff is wonderful.
Oh, absolutely.
If you just reach one person, you've done your job. You know.
Absolutely.
Is there any message that you're trying to convey? I mean, I love the bacon song. I know what you're saying there, but overall, I mean, in your whole idea, is there any message you're trying to get across to your fans or your friends?
You know, at first it was just have fun, you know, live life, and I think there's a little bit more like we mentioned briefly earlier about, you know, the news these days and all that. There's so much dumb shit going on in this world. I like to focus on the good parts. And so bacon, I love bacon. I love going out and just having fun driving in the mud or talking about my dumbass experiences with people.
Dumbass things.
Thank you.
Here we go. Make it simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I like keeping it lighthearted. I like making people smile, and I love taking the worries of all the other shit away. And that's kind of my message. Like,
what's your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge, truthfully, is...
No, I want you to bullshit me. No,
I mean,
truthfully.
I'm a good bullshitter.
Yeah, no.
My girlfriend will tell you
Yeah,
straight up, you're full of shit. I mean, whatever.
No, but really,
my biggest challenge is staying in that same mindset, you know, because, you know, growing up and loading my plate up with everything else that I do along with the VARK, it's my fuse is getting a little shorter than I'm used to. And so my biggest challenge is just reminding myself, like, look, hey, there's a reason you're doing this. You know, you're trying to make people laugh. You're trying to make them smile. You're trying to make them happy. Put on a good show. Don't let all the other bullshit get to you.
Right.
So that's my big challenge lately. And it's hard sometimes, but it's always worth it in the end. Once I get that zen, once I'm on that stage, you know, no matter the size of the crowd, no matter the show, I'm myself. That's when you'll see the real bubbles.
That is awesome. So, my brother, I know you got some shout-outs for a few people, so
absolutely.
Yours.
I mean, of course, my bandmates, Thomas, Mike, you bastards, you're at work. You wanted to go work and make money, make that overtime, you could have hung out with me. And Matt, my new drummer, you're fucking amazing, but you're not here. And you shaved your beard. Damn it, dude. Like, it was so glorious.
Our man Bubbles here is all about the beard.
Oh, I'm all about that. I shaved it once, and I will never do it again because it was a nightmare. But yeah, got to shout out to those dudes. Also, you know, to the Interfaith Bros for believing in me and giving me my chance of music, and to my lovely girlfriend Joanna Joy. She's amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool, man. Hello, everybody. Sorry the band couldn't make it today, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Again, one more time. You guys are playing tomorrow. Time Out Lounge, around midnight. Shredfest, which is awesome. Secret Society Shredfest. Brian Mobile's been putting this on. He does a hell of a job. Make sure you come down there and see VARK Nation.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
All right, brother, you want to take us out of here?
This is Bubbles the Barbarian from VARK Nation, and you are listening to James C. Starke Radio.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you at the show tomorrow.
Be there.
You guys have a great one. This has been James C. Starke Radio, Jim, and the Bubbles Man here.
Hell yeah.
Peace. We are out.
Yeah.